Hello folks, hope you're doing well. Just a quick video, it should be anyway, but it's a video talking about an issue I've spoken about many times before. But this is with an example, but quite an interesting example actually. Probably about 2 months ago now, there was a chap called Neil Silverberg. Came to the River Church, spoke at the Elgin one and the Banff one. Lovely man. Very lovely man. His ministry was okay, slightly encouraging, slightly challenging. Well, very encouraging, but slightly challenging. I'd say it that way. He's the one I said, bit too jokey. Yeah, one of his jokes is that he wanted to be a comedian. Well, clearly he wasn't going to be that. But to be honest, that's done for the older generation in the church because they seem to love that sort of humour, which to me, in a comedy club, that's fine. In a church, no. No, I don't like any of that at all. Yeah, you've got a personality. Let your personality out, yeah. But there are ways to do that. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't like any of that sort of stuff. But hey ho. Anyway, I found what he was saying in his preaching quite interesting. But then, on one occasion, I think when he was in the Elgin one, unless he came back there after the Banff one, I think he might have come back there again after the Banff one. Yeah, of course he did, because he was he was in the Tuesday night meeting. I think it was in a Tuesday night meeting, or something like that. I was speaking to him about healing, and speaking to him about the fact that, yeah, I've got issues with fingers, arthritis, that sort of stuff. Whatever it is, yeah, in certain fingers it's pretty bad. Yeah, I've got numbness as well, lack of circulation, which is an issue at night. That's all to do with weight training, probably. But I said to him, yeah, I'm not concerned about it because I know that God's going to restore me the way he did with Abraham and Sarah, and when he does that, then none of that will be an issue. He's going to restore me to a time that was pre that. And my whole body to when it was at its best, including my fingers, including all my joints. So I'm not concerned. And he said, well, let me pray for you for a second with regards to that. Well, this brings in something I've said before about with regards to healing, with regards to quite a few things. Where the Lord said, where two of you agree on anything on earth concerning, my Father will do that in heaven. Yeah. I can't remember what he said was concerning, but there was a bit of concern. I've done videos about that particularly, talking about the way that people pray out loud. But it's relevant with regards to healing as well. That you have to agree, you have to come to a point where your faith comes in line. Where you're agreeing on that thing, and therefore that thing shall be done. The way it's done according to Scripture is that you have to come into agreement. When you lay hands upon somebody, you have to pray to the maximum of their faith. Well, when I was talking about restoration, he was talking about healing. Healing is way below restoration. A completely different thing. Now, it's possible. Yeah, it's possible that Mr. Silverberg had never considered that restoration is available for people now. He would have read that, yes, it was for Abraham and Sarah for a purpose, but does that mean it's available for anyone? Well, it's the same God dealing with it, so therefore, yes, it is available for anyone. It doesn't mean it will be given to everyone, it just means that it's available for anyone. Yes. But if he's never considered that, he won't be able to reach what I'm believing in. And at that point where he prayed for my fingers, I didn't come down to his level. And why would I do that? If I know that God's going to deal with that, when he restores me, he's going to restore my fingers to an earlier point where there's no arthritis there at all. Well, then if he does that, then that's dealt with anyway, isn't it, really? And that brings far more glory to his name than, healing my fingers would. So I wasn't going to come down to what he was praying for, and for some reason, whatever reason, he didn't come up to what I was talking about. So nothing happened. There was no coming together in agreement on what was prayed. So it was another pointless, wasteful prayer for healing that resulted in nothing at all. Again, I'm not having a go at the bloke, because I thought Neil Silverberg was a lovely man, and I think he certainly, put it this way, do I think he needs to be, look, I think he's probably beyond teaching from God now, because he's not a young man now, and I think he's probably set in his ways. Can there be some fine tuning? Yeah, they can. And I think if he got rid of the humour and focused more on the majesty and the beauty of God, then I think his ministry could be a damn sight more powerful. But lovely man, absolutely lovely man. And I can't have a go at him because of his understanding of healing, because if he doesn't understand that that's available for people now, then okay. He doesn't. To be honest, I really can't go back and explain why I even started looking at the issue of being restored, because this is going back quite a while now, since that's been my understanding of how God's going to deal with this stuff. But how that came about, I don't know. It may very well have come about with regards to wife, because, me being 53, that lady, at the time, she being in her mid-30s, I certainly had a desire to look younger and to appear younger for her, and sought God as to how that would be a possibility. Understanding Abraham and Sarah, I suppose that may have been where it come from. It may have been. But then it simply went on from that and went on to the point of nasal issues, so breathing. I need my teeth to be sorted, new teeth probably. My knees are a problem, so new knees. Fingers obviously. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be dealt with after 53 years of life. Well, especially now I've done videos about this, talking about how dentists were when I was a kid. How, because they were NHS dentists, they did treatment that wasn't necessary. Because of the fact this is how they got their money. And quite a lot of treatment was done that basically completely destroyed the teeth of people that were kids in those days. Yeah. Because when they put fillings in when they're not necessary, you have to drill into the tooth to create an opening for the filling to go, to keep the tooth at the same height. So then when that filling falls out, which it will do, you have to re-drill a bit more to put a bigger filling in, and then eventually you've got hardly any tooth left, because after many, many years of them putting new fillings in each tooth, you've got more filling, you've got teeth in your mouth. And that's not good. So yeah, I'd rather not have false teeth. I'd rather, if possible, that God completely gives me a whole new mouthful of teeth. Yeah. Well, as I say, I mean, to me that glorifies his name a damn sight more than me going to a dentist and praying that a dentist, gives me the right false teeth that are going to fit and be comfortable. Yeah. you can do things the world's way or God's way. Well, to me, my understanding is do things God's way because that's what we're supposed to be doing. And at least give God the opportunity to do things his way. Well, seek him and understand. Well, actually, that's one thing that just crossed my mind. Maybe I've not been restored yet because of the fact that someone has to come in agreement with me on that. And so far, nobody's come in agreement with me for that. Yeah. And so, therefore, restoration is needed. And I need someone who will come into agreement with me on that. I actually thought that God may be holding it back because of this court situation. Because obviously when you go into court they need to be able to recognise you. Well, they don't, because they always ask you, are you so-and-so and so-and-so? They always ask you your name. So they don't recognise you. I recognise them, but they don't recognise me. Because, well, they wouldn't. They have, hundreds of people a week going in there? If I haven't been in for a couple of weeks, they're not going to remember me by face. Well, the one of the blokes does. The bloke who normally takes your name when you first go in. He doesn't even need me to say my name now. He knows it's me. But it's a legal thing that I have to do. They ask you who you are. They ask you if you are this person. Yeah, there's the cases assigned to. So, yeah, they don't go by looks. So I'll have to phone up Rob again and have a chat with him. Because he's about the only person that I know that could come into agreement with me on that. I don't know of anyone else who would. So yeah. This has ended up being a much longer video. Well, there you go. So there you go. As I say, you must come in agreement and, to the maximum of the person's faith. Whether it's a person praying or a person being prayed for. So there you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.